good day, folks. Hope everyone's doing great today. Well, I quit my job. Yes, I did. I liked the job. It was a good job. It paid well. But you know what? Life happens. I decided to quit the job. And as y'all can see, I'm in my car traveling. Y'all can hear Kitty right now. And just keep on watching, and I'll let you guys in on what my new endeavors are going to be moving forward. Right now I'm doing a little bit of traveling. Hey Kitty, you want to say hi? Yeah, it's Kitty. Okay, Kitty, you're good. It's pretty cramped in here because I'm traveling in my car. I don't have my van right now, so I'm having to do all this traveling in the car. So, like I said, keep watching, and you guys will see why it is that I chose to quit my job. Alright, folks. I'll catch you guys in a minute. I wanted to point out one more thing in concerns to me selling my house. Another thing that I was thinking is, like I told you guys a few minutes ago, I'm gonna keep a primary residence, and I'm gonna, and I figure, moving forward, when that time comes to where I can go somewhere and I can be there for an extended period of time, like for a week or two at a time, I'm gonna most likely purchase myself a bigger van, like, probably a work van or something of that nature, and just rig it out to where I can be more comfortable. I can spread out a little more, and plus my kitty behind me here will have more room to walk around and do what she does, as opposed to continuing to camp out of cars and minivans. Because I think with a full-size van, it'll be easier for me to be able to cook and eat better. It'll just make traveling and living the nomadic life, part-time of course, much more enjoyable for me. And I'm pretty sure for Kitty as well up here. So, so there's another clue. And in fact, that's a huge clue I just gave you of what I'm going to start recording on this channel more. So you guys got a couple of very good solid clues of what I'm going to start to do more of on this channel moving forward. Now, I'm not going to buy the new van right now. It's going to have to wait at least until I sell my house. Now, once I sell my house, then I'll look at what's available and for how much. But for now, I'm not doing it. I'm going to just work with what I have in terms of going out here and, doing my thing. But yeah, because I figure when it comes to owning a second house, cause even if I'm not in the whatever house I'm not living in, all they're doing is sitting around and collecting dust. Cause even though I'm not living in a house, like if I have a house vacant for, let's say, 6 months, other than the fact that it could potentially become squatters could potentially break in and they can start squatting. That's what I want to say. Now, fortunately, in the places where I live, Uh, those places don't really have an issue with squatters. Now, that's how I would like it to stay. I don't want to even put myself in a situation to where there's even going to be a chance of a squatter being able to squat in any of my houses. So, I try to be as proactive as possible over here. And also, me getting rid of one of my houses, me going back to just only having one house as opposed to two, is also for financial reasons, as I discussed earlier. And another one that I'm going to add is, and for those of you that are contemplating on purchasing a vacation home, and you're thinking, okay, I can rent it out when I'm not there. When I'm there, I can enjoy myself, whatever. Here's my train of thought. I mean, obviously, do what you do with your own money, but this is my train of thought with my money and my resources. When I add up the money, excuse me, folks, when I add up the money that I would have to spend on property taxes, ongoing maintenance, someone to go and cut my yard, utility bills, because, like, I mean, even though I'm not at the house, I still have to keep on the electric. That way, during the, like if it was, if the house was empty during the summer, I would still need to keep the air on, at least on low. That way, I don't go back to the house and it's all full of mold. During the colder months, I would need to keep on a little bit of heat, at least on low. That way, during the winter time, for starters, I don't have to worry about my pipes busting. And secondly, I'm not going to have to worry about a bunch of condensation being on the windows, and then eventually that will turn into a shit ton of mold. So, for those purposes, I would still need to keep on utilities. So between that, paying people to cut the yard, just so my yard doesn't look like crap, just so it's not a dead giveaway that the house is vacant for squatters, and just so I don't get fined by the city. So, so that, yeah, when I look at the ongoing maintenance and just repairs, and also sooner or later, that day is going to come to where I'm going to have to replace the roof. I'm going to have to replace the air conditioner and or furnace and other components in the house. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to replace as well because of aging. So, of course, I have to budget for all those repairs. And when I do the math on that, to me, it makes a lot more sense to keep a primary residence and live somewhere where I'm going to be good to live there all year round. And then when I travel, I just travel somewhere and I might be there for, 2 to 3 weeks tops. I mean, I think financially that's going to be a lot more logical. I mean, I figure even if I, like I said, most likely I'm going to buy me a full-size van and build it out to where I can live out of it for an extended period of time. Because I figure if I did that, yeah, it's going to take up a little bit more gas compared to a car or a minivan. But at the same time, when I get done, like if I choose to spend a month in, let's say, South Dakota, I can go there for a month, enjoy myself, have fun, not have to worry about home repairs, not have to worry about property taxes, and then whenever I'm ready to go back home, wherever that will be, I can pack up and go back home. And when I get back to my primary residence, I'm not going to have to worry about ongoing maintenance and repair for a secondary structure. I'm not going to have to worry about that type of stuff. I mean, yeah, if I have a van, I'm going to have to do work to that vehicle and keep it maintained and cared for. But the cost to do that is going to be far less compared to a house. So that's my train of thought at this point. So keep watching, and you guys will eventually find out what it is I'm getting ready to do for the next chapter of my life. Well, I'm back, people. Yeah, I've been on the road now for about a couple of hours or so. I'm still here in Indiana, but I'm getting ready to leave. Uh, I thought I would go ahead and share with you people that I went on ahead. I mean, along with quitting my job, which my last day at work was. I mean, I'm not sure what day you guys are gonna get this video, but my last day of work was Thursday, and you know, I've been spending this last week or so getting my house ready for listing because I've decided to sell my house in Indiana. So I have a couple of neighbors that are keeping an eye on the house while I'm out of state. I mean, I've hired a realtor to assist me with the sale of that house because I'm going to be selling that house. I thought about hanging on to it to maybe, I don't know, rent out at some point. But then when I asked around, when I asked a few people of how much rent typically goes for in that particular area, they all told me, and the numbers that they gave me, I ran those numbers with the amount of money that I've paid for the house initially, along with the money I would have to spend on fixing things up to get the house rent worthy. And to make a long story short, financially, it would make absolutely no sense for me to rent the house out. So I've decided to go ahead and sell the house instead. So, cause I know some of you are going to be in the comments, you're going to suggest that I go ahead and I put the house up for rent, and I can make a lot of money as a landlord. And there are cases where, yes, people do make decent money as a landlord. But in my case, and also in the case of many other people that attempt to be a landlord, they find out the expensive way that they really can't make no money off of being a landlord. For me, when I bought the house in Indiana, I did not purchase a house with the intent to be a landlord. I purchased a house with the intent to keep the house as a part-time residence, because I was going to spend the colder months of the year in Alabama and the other part of the year in Indiana. But this dude, I mean, I kind of told you guys already why. Because before, when I bought the house, I was still working gig work, and I was planning on continuing to do that full time. But to make a long story short, a lot of the gig apps are screwing a lot of drivers over, and I noticed that I wasn't making no real money doing gig work. By the time I factored in taxes and wear and tear on the car and all the time I had to spend waiting for orders, I just didn't feel that staying doing gig work at least full time was worth my while. So that's the reason why I went back to working a 9 to 5 in the first place. And then going back to a 9 to 5, I also, over time, as I thought about the idea of keeping two houses, I figure that, what, as much as I love to travel, I love real estate too, but real estate, as some of you may understand, is a very expensive endeavor. And I just don't see the logic in keeping two houses. I rather just look for a place to reside that I'm gonna like, a place where I'll like to where I won't mind living all year round. I'd rather do that and just own one house. That would be, of course, my primary residence, than to own two houses and then have two sets of uh, household expenses, which to me make no sense. I mean, I'm one person. I can only be at one residence at a time, and and also my retirement fund is not where it's not even close to where I feel it needs to be. And I just think there's other things in life that I can throw resources at, which will be a lot more beneficial for my life than owning an extra piece of real estate. I mean, there's other things that I want to do that will require some financial resources that I feel if I were to sell one of my houses, I would be able to do without dipping into my retirement. So yeah, I mean, at this point, like I said, nothing against Indiana. I still say Indiana is a wonderful place to live. But for me, I'm ready for something a little different. I mean, like I told you guys, I'm not a fan of cold weather. Yes, the winters here. I mean, this past winter was relatively mild. I know it was. I mean, we got a little bit of snow, but not near as much snow as typical. But I'm not a hey kitty. Like I tell you guys, I hate winter. I hate cold. I don't just hate the snow, but I also hate super cold temperatures too. And honestly, I'm ready to get out here and do something a little different. I mean, I'm ready to. I mean, once again, I'm ready to do something. I'm ready to be somewhere different than the Midwest. Now, will I still be doing videos of Indiana in the Midwest? I will. Obviously, it's not going to be as much as what I've been doing because I'm going to be in a different region of the country. But, maybe every few months, give or take, you guys will still see videos of Indiana and other parts of the Midwest. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to just get out here and do something a little different. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit emotional, but at the same time, I feel good about what I'm getting ready to do. And again, later on in the video, you guys will know what that will be. I mean, it's not anything crazy. I'm just excited to do what I'm getting ready to do because, I just am, and for many reasons. And where I'm going to be going to next is going to allow me to be able to do different type of videos for this channel because the climate there is going to be much nicer compared to what it is here in Indiana. So I'm excited about that. And when that time comes, you guys will know because I will be making some minor changes to the channel. You guys will see what that is when it comes. I'm not going to really get into it right now. I'll give you guys one clue. Spoiler alert. Now, the pictures you guys saw a few minutes ago will give you. I mean, it's gonna give you guys a small indication of what I want to start doing more of on the channel. That's the only clue I'm giving you guys. So, so yeah. It's been a busy week it's been a busy couple of weeks with me getting my house ready to put on the market for sale. I've had to do a few last minute repairs and some minor last minute cleanups. And and to be quite frank with you people, you know, I'm hoping to make a little bit of money off of the sale of this house, but just given the change of the market within the last year, I mean, I might make some money. But by the time I factor in realtor fees and just some of the money I've put towards repairs, I'm probably gonna, if I I'm probably gonna break even. I'll be lucky to break even. To be quite frank, I'm prepared to lose a few $1,000s off of the transaction, but it is what it is. It's part of having real estate. I mean, all that talk about how much money you can make off of real estate, it's all, it's possible, but there's a lot more people that lose money off of real estate than what many of you would anticipate. I mean, real estate is not a quick get rich type of endeavor, not even close. Real estate is not, if you become a landlord, it is not considerable income as some people would have you believe. Real estate, I mean, whether you're flipping or you're wanting to be a landlord, real estate in actuality is very hands-on, and you have to have a substantial amount of money up front in order to be successful in real estate. And even after you buy your piece of real estate, you better have a substantial amount of money to do all the necessary repairs. Now, there are people out here that don't follow those rules. Those are the people that many of you would refer to as slumlords, because in many cases their property is going to look like they don't really care about nothing. Their property is going to look like they just hurried up, bought something cheap, and now they're putting as little money and effort into keeping up the property as possible. I have no desire to be a slumlord. To me, being a slumlord, not only is it a bad look for my reputation as a person, but it's not anything that I want to do. I mean, this is, if I'm gonna be a slumlord, why be a landlord at all? If I don't have the resources and just what it takes in general to be a good landlord, I'd rather not be one at all. But that's my philosophy. And like I said, when I ran the numbers of how much I would typically make per month on rent in the area and where that home is located, and then I compared it to the overhead of maintaining the property along with the money that I had to spend to purchase the property in the first place, to me the money, I mean, it does not add up. I mean, the math is not mathing, so the best thing that I can do at this point is to go ahead and sell, which is what I'm doing. So keep watching, and you guys will find out what it is I'm getting ready to do as far as the next chapter of my life.
know where it is? Yep, thank you.
You guys in line?
No, go ahead.
Got me some Buc-ee's, as y'all saw. Now I'm pretty sure for those of you that are at least in your mid-30s, you probably remember the day that you can go to a actual sit-down restaurant and order you a steak and potato dinner for maybe, for maybe 10, at the most $15. Well, obviously that is not the case no more. I mean, now I'm a sucker for Buc-ee's. Whenever I'm on the road traveling and I see a Buc-ee's, I typically like to go in and grab something to eat. I mean, so I paid I paid $15.56 for this meal. And as you guys saw on the picture, that's exactly what you get for $15.56. You get a sandwich, a thing of potato chips, and a dessert. I didn't even get no drink. I didn't even get no fresh fruit. I just got junk food for the most part. So now having I got some fruit, that would have took my tab up to over $20. So yeah, you want to talk about inflation. All right, folks. Keep watching. I promise you, you guys will know what's going on with me in terms of what I'm going to do moving forward. Alright, folks, I am at my new destination. I just pulled up. Now, I told y'all I was going to tell you where I was at, but you know what? We're going to turn this into a mini challenge. So, I'm going to help you guys out, though. Now, for those of you that think I'm in Alabama, put a 1 in the comment section. For those of you that think I'm in Tennessee, put a 2 in the comment section. And I will come back with the next video and I will tell you where I chose to move and why. So until the next video, I'm going to leave you with that challenge. Like I said, if you think I'm in Alabama, put a 1. If you think I'm in Tennessee, put a 2. I'll catch you guys later.